Hello, I am Jamie Buckland with the West Virginia FUE, West Virginia Families United for Education. I'm talking today with Josiah Batten from Emmanuel, and we're going to learn more about him and his work there at the school. So Josiah, why don't you get us started? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your work there at the school.
Yeah, I'm Josiah Batten. I'm the headmaster here at Emmanuel Christian School. Emmanuel has been in Clarksburg since 1972. So next year is our 50th year, and we're very proud of that and the history that we have. Emmanuel is transitioning to a classical Christian school. For those who don't know what that means, that kind of refers to the education that the founding fathers would have had if they were formally educated, and not all of them were. Kind of more traditional education that focuses on the great books of the Western tradition and some of the classical languages like Greek.
And who all does Emmanuel Christian serve? Who are the students that make up Emmanuel Christian?
Emmanuel Christian School serves K-3 through 12th grade. So we have the whole gambit of primary and secondary education.
Okay. And about how many students do you have there?
Right now, around 60. It looks like a little more for next year. So we're a smaller school.
And how do you serve them? What makes you guys unique as this classical Christian school?
Well, we are, I think, the second classical Christian school in the state. The other one that I know of is in Huntington. So we're certainly the only one in north central West Virginia. I think our biggest emphasis is that we're actually a church school. We're a ministry of Emmanuel Baptist Church. And the church has always seen education as a ministry, as something that we do to live out our calling as Christians.
I love that. Now, I work at Appalachian Classical Academy in Southern West Virginia. So we educate our children in the classical tradition, and we started in 2016. Of course, we serve homeschooling families and meet together just one day a week. So why don't you run us through what would an average day look like for, say, a middle school student at Emmanuel Christian School? What subjects are they going to encounter, and what is that going to look like?
So a lot of the subjects are the same subjects you might find in any form of education, right? We're going to cover science and math and reading. The big distinctive, especially at that age level, is grammar. We're going to focus specifically on grammar as a subject in its own right. So we're going to teach kids not only the grammar of the English language, which is very important, but the grammar, the basic language and basic facts of any subject. You sometimes hear an emphasis that we don't want kids just to memorize facts. And it's like, it's true. We don't want them just to memorize facts, but we do want them to at least memorize the facts. So grammar is kind of where we focus on that, learning that George Washington was the first president of the United States. And then as they progress through and they get to our logic school, kids get older and they become a little argumentative, and we lean into that and we teach them logic and we teach them how to argue and what makes a good argument. Then we focus on why was George Washington the first president of the United States? You know that he was, but why was he? From there, they move on to rhetoric and persuasion, and that's where you get into things like, was George Washington the best president of the United States? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I want you to convince me. So that's kind of a typical progression. The typical day, we open with an opening assembly. We do the pledges and opening prayer. And then each class has its kind of schedule. So they're going to have a Bible class that you might not find everywhere. And then you'll have your other traditional subjects with the focus on grammar.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what are some of the extracurriculars that families might find there at your school?
So right now we have a volleyball team. We're working on restarting our basketball team after COVID had it down for a few years. We also, I think our most unique thing is an Olympic weightlifting club. So we have Olympic certified coaches that teach weightlifting. And that's not exclusive to our students. We allow members of the community to join that club as well.
Wonderful. Where can we go to learn more about your school and the opportunities that you offer?
Our website is emmanueleagles.com. Emmanuel is spelled with an E. I know sometimes you see it with an I, so we're Emmanuel with an E, EmmanuelEagles.com.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me, Josiah. I appreciate you taking the time. I look forward to hearing more about the growth that you all experience here in West Virginia, serving West Virginia families. Again, I'm Janie Buckland with the West Virginia FUE, and for viewers who are in the Clarksburg area in West Virginia, I encourage you to reach out to Josiah and learn more about Emmanuel Christian School. Josiah, thanks again.
Thank you so much.